So there are a lot of Cage games. So today we're going to be taking a look at the release cycle of each Cage game and kind of what the timeline was like in terms of when these came out. Alright, so obviously 2006 was when we got Kingdom Hearts 1, the first game. I believe that talks about Cage 1 stuff and why you should buy it. And it even came with this little demo disc, and this just has, I believe, the videos on YouTube. This isn't like the playable demo that I've seen floating around that is never on eBay. This is just a video. But let's tuck that back in there. So obviously first we had Cage 1. Here we go. And released on PS2. And weirdly enough, so they had the Japanese edition first, and then when the English edition came along, they added a couple things. I believe it was like, Leaf Bracer was one of the more important abilities, and if you don't know Leaf Bracer, when you are curing and you get hit out of that and not cure. So Leaf Bracer lets you cure through that hit. That was very crucial, and imagine playing Cage 1 just with no Leaf Bracer in the Japanese edition. So that, coupled with the idea that they had some scrapped things from, due to time constraints, they wanted to add into Cage 1 that didn't get added. They, a year later, released Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix. So this is all of those ideas added, and then obviously the stuff they added from the English edition back into a full release. Unfortunately, this was only available in Japan, is actually NTSC Japan there, so you had to play it on a Japanese PlayStation. There were some ways to import it, but most people who are in the States, I think, just played it on emulator anyway. But some of those differences were, there were Heartless recolors, there was a beginner mode, so there's beginner, standard, and then there was an added proud mode. There's event skip after you watch the cutscene, so let's say you died, then you could skip that cutscene. It's weird, thinking that there's just no cutscene skips in the original Cage 1. There was the unknown boss, which I believe was Xemnas. There are new weapons, because you could fight Sephiroth, so you get One-Winged Angel and then Diamond Dust. There are new abilities, obviously the Leaf Bracer, like I said. There are new accessories, and even new cutscenes. So this was basically DLC before DLC existed. But it was a full new game. So it was the original game plus. Hence the Final Mix. Then we had Chain of Memories. So this was actually my first Cage game. And I didn't even know about Cage that much besides this game until later, and we'll get to that. But here's the English and Japanese versions. And there actually, I believe, aren't any differences. There's no Final Mix editions. The only special thing was, I believe, Chain of Memories had like a special Game Boy SP that is really similar to Mario. I think it had the same one where it's just a decal on a Game Boy Advance SP Silver. So that was really it for collector's editions, I believe. So now came Cage 2, which a lot of Cage fans believe 2 is one of the better of the bunch, to put it lightly. Alright, so anyway, yeah, Cage 2, a lot of improvements to the series, and that's when the whole series started telling its story. I believe there was a collector's edition. I think it actually came with this Japanese version. It was Cage 1, Cage 2, and Chain of Memories. I think it came as just like it's either the Trinity bundle or whatever they're called. There was like just a grouping. And the reason why I don't have them yet is just because I have all the games. It's just packaging, really, that I'd be missing. Cage 2 got the same treatment for Final Mix. Okay, so yeah, and oddly enough, Final Mix actually came with Chain of Memories, which we'll get to in a second, but that was pretty crazy, because that game didn't come out in the States till a little bit later. They added new cutscenes, new enemies, enemy recolor, just like Cage 1. It was sold with Recom, like this has 2 discs, this is just the plain old Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Christmas Town costume. If you played KH2 English, you'll know that Sora doesn't have a Christmas Town outfit, so of course he has to have it. A whole new Hollow Bastion area. You get the 13 Mushroom minigames, and then eventually the Keyblade if you earn it. You have the actual Roxas battle after that cutscene. And then you have Absent Suit fights, you have Limit Farm, you have new weapons, data battles, crowns, and the sticker album. Holy crap, this added so much to the game. And also, of course, there was NTSC Japan, so most people probably played this on emulator as well. States got Rechain. This is the same as one that comes with KH2 Final Mix, I believe. This is just a 3D representation in the KH2 engine of Chain of Memories. So now we're getting some of the mobile games. So this was on the DS. This is 358. There was a DSi styled 358 special edition. I think it just had, you know, the skin on the top of the DSi, which is weird because it's launched as a DS game. I don't know why it came as a DSi bundle. Then we also had Recoded here. I don't think it had any special editions, but eventually when we got KH3D, which KH3D did come with its own special 3DS skin, there was a grouping of the three of these as the Mark of Mastery collection. It was the 15th anniversary, so you got all three of these games in one bundle. And I'm pretty sure it came with like not a poster, but some special stuff. Then we also had BBS, and I can't find my English version, but you know it, BBS got the Final Mix Edition version as well. And some of those additions included Critical Mode, Recolor Unversed, Sticker Album, Rhythm Mixer Command, new commands, Vanitas Remnant, and you get his Void Gear Keyblade, Young Xehanort boss fight, Armor of the Master fight in the Mirage Arena, also No Heart, and also Secret Ending. And that Secret Ending is special because it is basically pre-.2. And I believe BBS had a special PSP, but it also had a collector's edition, which was just I think the European edition with an art book. That's separate from the PSP thing. And I believe that was really it for the PSP. Alright, so next we had 1.5 and 2.5. So 1.5 came with KH1, Recom, and then 358 as cutscenes. And then 2.5 obviously came with KH2, BBS, and KH Recoded as cutscenes. That was on the PS3, and I think there was... These came in like big boxes with the pin. I'll show a picture of the pin. I don't know if they came with art books, they might have. And then, I can't remember, I think that was pretty much it for these guys. There wasn't any... There might have been a PS3 skin. I haven't seen anything about it, but there might have been. Alright, and then we got 1.5, 2.5 on one disc for the PS4. Then we got, which comes with obviously all of those, and then we got 2.8, which comes with Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, and then we have Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance remastered on the PS4, and then Point 2. Point 2 is KH3's beloved tech demo, which luckily was updated a little bit when KH3 came out. And anyway, that was, if you guys remember playing BBS Final Mix and having Point 2 linger in the background, like, oh, what's it going to be? When is it going to come out? That was Point 2. I believe these got bundled together into kind of collector's editions. I think they came with the orchestra or the CD soundtrack. Got bundled together. I think that was about it. And last but not least, KH3 Deluxe Edition, which seems to be the standard nowadays. I just got FF7 Remake Deluxe Edition, and it's the exact same thing. It's the game, art book, and steelbook. And also a pin. Alright, so yeah, there's no Final Mix Edition for KH3, obviously, but I think that covers the complete physical releases of Kingdom Hearts. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. let me know if you like this. I have other plans for like different games of the series, and I'd like to cover them of just the different versions coming out, like English versus Japan, because it seems like it's never that easy for the releases. So I'll see you all in the next video. See you later, guys.